one, Trey. Hey, we're in October the 23rd due to COVID, but hey, we have high school sports, so that's got to be exciting.
Yeah, I know. I think it's technically some schools homecoming week, but we're having week one, so it's interesting.
Now, here we go. So let's start off with games around the Henlopen Conference, and we're going to start off with two non-conference games, and it's going to be at Caravel, Milford Buccaneers versus the Caravel Buccaneers. The Buccaneers will win this game. Question is, which one? Caravel has been hit hard with graduation in the skill positions, plus some transfers out. Milford, they returned Marquise Gillis. He can run the ball. He can catch the ball. He's an outstanding athlete. I like Milford on the road. The Bucks from Millie win this one, Milford.
Yeah, Milford, they've had a good team the last couple of years. I expect to see them, after this long layover, come out and get a win here.
A rare Saturday game, mid-afternoon kickoff. Polytech Panthers at the Tower Hill Hillers. Polytech, they began the rebuilding of the Panther football program. Their season ended early last season due to that high number of injuries. They returned a few guys on both sides of the ball. Tower Hill has been a playoff team the past few seasons, and even though they graduated their star running back Isaiah Brown, the Hillers return a balanced team. Honestly, I've been kind of back and forth with this game. For me, it's a little bit of a trap game. Bigger school, like it's a small independent school, but I think the rare mid-afternoon game in Wilmington benefits the Hillers. I'm going Tower Hill.
Yeah, I like the setting, benefiting the Hillers. It's home. It's a rare afternoon game, like you said. I think Polytech's still rebuilding. I think they're going to play a good game. I think it's going to be competitive, but I still think they're in that rebuilding stage. I like Tower Hill.
Let's go to the Henlopen South games. Indian River at Seaford. 5 o'clock kickoff in Seaford. The short schedule, I think, helps Indian River this year. In past seasons, they've come out of their non-conference games, 3 or 4 losses. They played Laurel close last year in a game, and they had that week 2 this year. With what they return, they could go into Woodbridge in game week 3, 3-0 or 2-1. But Seaford welcomes new head coach Mark Quillen. Now, he's the Energizer Bunny of high school football around here, and he's going to bring experience. He's going to bring excitement to the Blue Jays. Coach Quillen has already tapped into that rich Seaford football tradition. This is another tough pick, but I'm taking Iron on the road because I think the 5 o'clock start takes away some of the home crowd and excitement, in my opinion. I'm going Indian River.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the Blue Jays with a new coach. I think they're going to be on the up and up, but I'm going to take Indian River as well. I think they've been a solid team the last few years. I think they're going to start their season off with a win.
Lake Forest at Laurel, 7 o'clock kickoff. The first of 2 big games in the Henlopen South, the old Henny South. Both teams return a lot of talent. The Bulldogs are big and athletic, and they're dangerous in the dog pound. Lake Forest, they return some talent, but they lost quite a bit more to graduation than Laurel did. Laurel is on the come up, but the Spartans, they're just a tough out the past couple years. I'm going to go with the upset. I like the Dogs at home, Laurel.
I'm looking at this right now. This is a tough week 1 game right here. This is tough to pick. I like what you said. I like Lake Forest a lot. I think they're dangerous, but they did graduate a lot, so I kind of want to see what they have coming up. The Bulldogs are definitely dangerous at home. They get that big crowd. Well, I don't know how big of a crowd they can have with all the guidelines, but they are dangerous at home. They've been I could definitely see them get an upset week 1. I'm going to go Bulldogs.
And you thought that was a tough game to pick in the Henlopen South? Let's go to the next one.
Fun.
Delmar Wildcats and the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. This is a 5 o'clock kickoff. This is the Lions Club trophy at the top of the schedule. I mean, this is week 10. This is Christmas to start off the season. This is the 62nd meeting between these two teams. That goes back to pre-consolidation here in Delaware. Week 10 comes early. In recent years, this game has gone back and forth. The Wildcats won it last year in overtime. But I think the Blue Raiders come back with too much talent this year. I'm going Woodbridge.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. You thought that last game stuff. We don't see this till the end of the season, and we hem and haul in week 10 on our picks. So, I'm thinking Woodbridge, just going with how things have gone. They go back and forth every year. I think just from outside looking in, Woodbridge might have a little more, and they're going to get it done at home.
Henlopen North games kick off at 7 o'clock in Camden. The Sussex Tech Ravens and the Caesar Rodney Riders. Another new head coach in the Henlopen Conference makes his debut. Brad Ellingsworth takes the reins at Sussex Tech and starts his career on the road. Trey, do you know the Ravens have won 5 of the last 6 meetings, including the last 2 seasons against Caesar Rodney? The Riders have had just 1 winning season in the past 5 years. I think Coach Dan Candeloro, he starts to turn things around at Caesar Rodney this weekend. Tech, we've been there. They feed off the Tech Pack. They feed off their band. Their fans travel well. But there's a no visiting fans policy on Old North Road tonight due to COVID. The Riders are going to take the home field advantage and the energy. I'm taking Caesar Rodney at home.
Yeah, I agree. I think with the home field advantage, Tech, like you said, they thrive off their fans. That's kind of tough when you don't have fans there. But of course, I like CR. Maybe I'm a little bit of a homer. That's okay. I do like CR in this matchup. Tech has a new coach. They got some things to prove. Maybe they'll prove them tonight, but I like CR in this one.
7 o'clock kickoff in Smyrna. The game you will be at. Dover Senators and the Smyrna Eagles. This game, Glenn Frazier, he comes to us after a long career in radio. He's now part of 302 Sports. He's got the call on this game. Let's talk about your Central Delaware game of the week. After a year's hiatus for the Smyrna Eagles, they reclaimed that Henlopen North title last year. In recent years, they have been hosting Middletown in the Harvest Bowl as a season opener. So the Eagles are big game ready to start a season. The Senators, they've been in the mix the past few years, and historically, always big, always athletic. I think that my takeaway from looking at this game is Vonnie Peace. He's graduated. He's playing in college now. And Wayne Knight's just a junior for Smyrna. Hey, 6th by land, 6th through the air. I like the Eagles at home, Smyrna.
Yeah, I'm excited to get a video of this game now. I'm really excited. Given what both these programs offer offensive-wise, I think it's going to be – the scoreboard's going to get lit up a little bit for week 1, which I'm a fan of. I do like Smyrna as well, Smyrna at home. Like you said, you made a good point. They're used to starting week 1 in a big game. And Dover's lost their big-name player, and Smyrna still has theirs. Now, a Dover player could step up tonight, and, that'll be fun to see. But for week 1, I think Smyrna takes it.
And our Downstate game of the week on 302 Sports, 7 o'clock kickoff in Georgetown. It's the Cape and Logan Vikings traveling over to the Castle to take on the Sussex Central Golden Knights. And Trey, for over 30 years, this was a Week 10 game. It was moved to midseason many years ago simply due to the passion and the emotions that the kids brought to this game. I'm part of 3 of these games, so I know it was a rivalry. It was a huge rivalry in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. They're bordering districts. This game is – when this game's over, only one team gets to stick that chest out on the boardwalk come this summer. Hank D'Ambrosio enters his 3rd year playing football. He's an outstanding athlete, great lacrosse player. And I think Coach J.D. Mall, when I talked to him last week, he hopes for things to fall into place for his quarterback this season. They have a 1,000-yard rusher in Jaden Davis. He's also back for the Vikings. They beefed up their line. For Sussex Central, besides Philip Stratton, the fullback, the Golden Knights, they bring back their defense. That's their strength. Katai Tilley at linebacker, Alton Dennis at linebacker. I think we're going to see the rise of Jacob Dempsey this year as a defensive end. Sussex Central has won 8 of the last 10 meetings between these 2 teams. Cape's last win is the game we were at, the 16-14 upset in 2016. The Knights are tough to beat in the Castle, and with no visiting fans, I got to go with the Knights. I'm taking Sussex Central, but I think Cape is going to be a much improved team. They may be the most dangerous team this season for people.
Oh yeah, definitely. I wish I was there for that game. I'm excited to see what Cape comes up with, man. They've been grinding the last couple of years. They've been ever improving every game ever since JD Mall took over. But I don't ever bet against Sussex Central at home. They're like you said, their defense is top notch. They have so many running backs they can go to. They just recycle through them. They're just a dangerous team. I think they're going to control the clock. They're going to pound the rock, and they're going to stuff them on defense in this week 1. But I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a close game. But I'm going to go Sussex Central.
I mean, we're starting week 3 in late October, and what I'd like is almost like it's week 7, week 8 anyways with the games we have on tap. Of course, anytime when you play Henlopen Conference, it's got the atmosphere of the SEC. It's a tough game every weekend.
Yeah, it's a great, it stinks that we didn't get to start football season when we wanted to, but it's here now. And what a week 1 to start with. A bunch of rivalry games, it's going to be some close games, some nail biters, and just I'm excited. I can't wait for 5 and 7 o'clock tonight.
Right. And Trey, when we talk about the Henlopen Conference, we talk about football. Football is a high energy sport like wrestling for you, and it's a very similar thing in the Henlopen Conference was the energy brought to wrestling, especially with the fans. And one team each game has to do without that. And I mean, talk about as an athlete in this conference, what the fans bring in terms of energy.
Oh, I mean, having your fans cheer you on, it takes you to another level, mentally. It makes it exciting. There's nothing better than hearing, fans cheer for your team, or even when they boo you. I've been in the situations where they're booing us, right? So that could happen tonight, but definitely the fans help. And so, these next few weeks, the teams that are away, it comes down to how mentally tough for you. Can you block that out and just focus on your game?
Hey, the plus side, the referees aren't going to be half wrong tonight.
Yeah, right. They're only going to be half. We're only going to be booed on after calls. But yeah, like it's a different aspect. We saw it with the pros and their fans. I mean, hopefully these guys are a lot younger. It's definitely going to benefit the home teams. It's going to be fun having your home crowd cheer you on. But I'm also interested to see how mentally tough some of these athletes are on the away teams. Big into the mental aspect of sports. So, we'll see, man. I can't wait to watch.
All right, Benny Mitchell, Trey Mitchell from 302 Sports. Those are your picks around the Henlopen Conference, and we're going to see a kickoff time tonight. See you.